Hi, welcome to Pandora's Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Taurus for the month of June 2015. Please remember to check your rising sign and your moon sign. That can give you more info on the upcoming month. But let's start, Taurus, with the challenge position. You have the Justice card. So this is a card that symbolizes either a very earthly justice in terms of court cases and judges and lawyers. It can also talk about karmic justice, okay, reaping the benefits of our good deeds or bad deeds. That can also, karma can go both ways. Now, in the challenge position, this card means that you have been waiting for someone to make a decision that will affect you. Okay, this can actually be, a trial like we have been talking about, or it can be someone else who will make a decision on something that directly affects you. It can, we can be talking about for example, a divorce, but we can also be talking about a boss making a decision, say, to give you a raise or not, that type of thing. Okay. Here's the thing. The results of this decision that you have been waiting will be positive. Okay, not only because you have this card here in the upper right position, because you also have in the center of the reading the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is a card that talks about reaping what you sow. Okay, we can see someone who has, he is staring at the coins. He is reaping the fruits of his labor. So this is, I believe, paired up with the Justice card, a very good outcome. Okay, whatever the decision will be, it will be beneficial to you. It will give you some resources. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. This is a decision that will also prompt you into a new path in your life. Why do I say this? Because you have two cards, actually three cards, but this is an extra. Two cards that talk about a new, moving on, starting on a new path. You have in the position of the help that you're going to receive, the Eight of Cups. And we can see clearly in this card that this is someone who is walking away. This is a card that has a very high emotional charge. It's someone who says, okay, this is as far as I can go with this. I've done everything I could do. Now it's time to move on. Okay. There is a little bit of sadness with this card, but there's also the knowledge that inner knowledge that you have done everything that you could have done with this situation, and it hasn't changed and it hasn't improved. So it's time for your own health to move on. Okay. Now, a very similar card you have in the position of the things you cannot change and you will have to accept. You have the Six of Swords. This is a card that even the swords that represent the element of air, and that's very mental. It also talks about moving on. It talks about starting a journey to look for better opportunities. And it's a very interesting balance that you have in the reading, because you have the making of the decision here, finally that decision arriving to you. But at the same time, you have leaving a path, leaving, a situation behind and starting on a new path, both here and here. But this card, the Eight of Cups, has a very emotional weight to it. And the Six of Swords, the swords is, again, the mental element. So there is like a combination, an agreement. That's the word. An agreement between your mind and your heart that it is time to move on. Okay. So it's a very important decision. I don't think it's a decision that you are making, that you are making. I think it's an external decision that comes over to your life, and you realize, well, okay, this is the end of it. This is the end of the rope. I'm starting a new path. Now, as the outcome card, you have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, I'm sorry to say, it's not a very happy card. We see someone who is weeping over the cups that have fallen, but this is a card that I always see with good eyes, because there is a lesson here. This person, this character here, if he could turn, he would see that not everything is lost, because there are two cups here. There's a bridge behind him. So this is a card that teaches us to not be engulfed in our own sorrow, and to be able to just, like I said before, just turn over and see that not everything is lost. I believe that this decision and this starting of a new path, Taurus, will left you feeling a little bit sad, maybe. And there is a sense of, not depression, because that's a little bit too much, but sadness of leaving this behind. It's not like you just leave it with a cold heart. You realize that this was something very important in your life, but you need to move on. Okay. Now you have an extra card that came up, that is the Fool. The Fool is the 0. It's the card that starts the tarot and the card that starts the major arcana. So this is another card that talks about starting on a new path. And unlike the 5 of Cups, if you can see here, there's a great contrast. Okay, the 5 of Cups is someone very sad, weeping, and the Fool is someone who's just happy. The Fool has that sort of childlike innocence to start on a new path, totally confident, having that mentality of I will have everything that I need, just really enjoying the moment of that new path. Okay, so I believe that's something you will understand by the end of June, Taurus. But there's a process in the middle of all of that, and there are lessons to be learned in this ending. But please remember, we talk about this in the previous readings, for previous months, about ending certain situations, periods of our life that were coming to an end, tying loose ends. Well, this is the month where you finally just, put an end to it and really start over, or not over, but on a new path. Okay, so I truly hope this is helpful, Taurus. I want to thank everyone who watches and likes and comments my videos. I want to thank everyone who has helped me to reach almost 1 million views on Pandora's Tarot. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next month.